Hi everyone. Today I'm in the Royal Melbourne Botanic Gardens, which is right in the city of Melbourne, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm sitting under the most amazing enormous oak tree on this park bench that you can see, and today I'm going to be starting a new book with you. It's called The Tuckshop Kid, and it's been written by Pat Flynn.
You'll find the worksheet for this video in the description below.
And it's a great book. It's an Aussie book, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Pat Flynn before we start, because he's got a little bit of a bio at the front. Now in your notes you'll also pretty much see the bio as well. So it's called The Tuckshop Kid, and in Australia the Tuckshop is the place where everybody goes at school to buy their lunch or to have their lunch orders made up. So this book's about a little boy who is called the Tuckshop Kid. Alright, so let's make a start. The Tuckshop Kid. Pat Flynn grew up running around an old dairy farm in Queensland before moving to the Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra on a tennis scholarship. After playing and coaching on the professional circuit, he became a teacher, where his observations of young people, their interests and stories led him to writing a book. Now he writes books for a living, in a house near the beach on the Sunshine Coast. He likes to start the day off with a surf and end it playing tennis with his wife and kids. He's also written other books, so it says his novel To the Light was shortlisted for the 2006 CBCA Awards in the Youngest Readers category. Now, Pat Flynn has very kindly given me permission to read this book. And as I said to you, it is Australian, so it does have some words in it, which I just want to point out to you before I start, so that you know what they are when I come to them. Now, one of those words is slush puppy. A slush puppy is one of those icy cold drinks you get out of a machine that you add flavouring to. So think of an icy cold drink. A rainbow billabong is like a rainbow flavoured paddle pop. So something like that. And that's all. And lollies. Now in Australia we call things that you buy from the shop sweet things lollies. In some countries they're candies. So that's what I mean by lollies. Alright, let's get started. Chapter 1. It looks like that. There's a hamburger at the top of the page. And while I'm doing that too, let me point out that any illustrations that you see have been done by Tom Gellett. So he's a great illustrator, as you'll see in some of the pictures. So it's great to be able to read such a great book to you. Okay, chapter 1. Hot food, meat pie, $2.40. Potato pie, $2.40. Mathematical pie, $3.16. Hot dog, $1.70. Cheese dog, $1.90. Homework eating dog, $2. Hamburger with salad, $2.80. Hamburger without salad, $2.60. Cheeseburger, $3. Cheeseburger without cheese, $2.80. Chicken nuggets, 40 cents each. Gold nuggets served in a pan, $40 each. Hot chips, $1.50. Warmish chips, $1.25. And chip off the old block, $1. Okay, next page. Some kids star at sport. Some are young Einsteins. Some are born bullies, and a couple make careers as class clowns. Some girls are pretty, some boys are tough, some can do backflips, and some make you laugh. Some are poets, and they know it. Every child has a special talent. Mrs. O'Neill, our school principal, always says, even if some of you don't know what it is yet. I'm lucky, I reckon, 'cause I know what I'm good at. It mightn't make me Prime Minister or an Olympic athlete or win me a prize on speech night. But at the beginning of lunch, it's me that the kids want to talk to. It's me they come to for advice. Andy Reynolds jogs up as I enter the covered area. Around us, kids run and scream, letting off some lunchtime steam. $1.90, he says. Some hot, I say. Course. Drink, if possible. I don't even have to think, let alone look at a menu. The answer pops from my mouth like bubblegum. 2 party pies and a plain milk. But if you ask nice, you can get 2 squeezes of chocolate topping for nix. Shake it up and you've got your very own milkshake. Andy squints, trying to remember what I'm saying. And I'd go to Jan, 'cause Mrs. Dwyer is mad at the world lately, I add. Thanks, Matt. You're a legend. He runs off. I know. Yep, I mightn't be the smartest, fastest or best looking, but I've got a special talent all right. It's called Tuckshop. Trouble with giving other kids advice is that I don't have time to plan my own lunch, which is what I need to do right now. I'm leaning towards a meat pie, with sauce of course, washed down by a slush puppy, followed by a rainbow billabong for dessert, but I'm not sure. Perhaps a cheeseburger, passiona and jelly cup. It's a tough decision, tough but good. There's no rush because it's a good 5 minutes of waiting. Some kids, as soon as the teacher lets them out, run like the wind to make it to the front of the Tuckshop line. When you've got a gut like mine, however, it's much easier to make wind than run like it. And to tell you the truth, I don't mind the waiting. The sense of anticipation, the smell of fried food, the smell of girls, let's face it, this is as close as I'm likely to get for a while. It's all part of the Tuckshop experience. Besides, what else am I going to do during lunch break? Play chase the fat kid? Not much fun when I'm the fat kid. After Tuckshop, I usually play handball, and 'cause I'm hopeless at handball, I spend most of the time standing in line. I'd rather be in a line that smells like food than a line that smells like sweat. Kayla slots in behind me, and butterflies zip around my tummy like pinballs. My tummy can fit a lot of butterflies, so I'm full on packing it. Kayla and I have this. I turn the page. We're now on page 4. And the top of the page says, love-hate relationship. I love her and she hates me. No, that's not true. She's pretty nice to me sometimes, though normally there's a reason. She pokes me in the back. If anyone else did it, I'd be annoyed. But from Kayla, it feels like a massage. I turn around. What are you looking at, Fat Zilla? Says Tasha, the girl behind Kayla. Your ugly face, I say. Tasha and I have a hate-hate relationship. You don't need Tuckshop. You've got 10 rolls under your shirt. Tasha loves to have the last insult, but so do I. At least I don't scare little kids just by looking at them. Stop it, you two, says Kayla. She looks at Tasha. I want to talk to my best friend Matt for a second, okay? Tasha pokes her tongue out at me. Kayla puts an arm on my shoulder. I wish she'd take it off, because I can't concentrate on what she's saying, and I know the only way to impress her is to give good advice. I haven't eaten all day, she says. I'm starving. I know technically that's not true, but I don't disagree. How much you got? See, that's the thing. She paints on a smile that lights up her face and my insides. I really, really, really want a hamburger, but I've only got $2. You can get a sausage roll and 50 cents worth of... Turn the page over. We're now on to page 6. because we've skipped a page. Lollies, I suggest. She rolls her eyes. 3 chicken nuggets and a sunny boy. She looks at me with puppy dog eyes and gives my shoulder a squeeze. Come on, Matt, please. I'll be your best friend forever. One of the golden rules of the Tuckshop line is never give in to scabs. Once you become known as a soft touch, they'll come back again and again like pigeons. I've had boys begging on their hands and knees, girls turning on the fake tears like fountains and not weakened. Then Kayla came along. There are good scabs, there are pros, and there's Kayla. She uses touch, eye contact, voice expression, promises. If scabbing was a subject, she'd get an A+ for sure. As I give her 80 cents, our hands come together, if only for a second. I love you, she says. Even though I know she doesn't, hearing it makes me feel all warm inside, like hot chips. And that's the end of chapter 1. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share this video. Now you have watched A4, your next video will be A8.